What you're looking at is a sign that says Institute of Self-Awareness, iselfawareness.org, and underneath that is Aura Insights, which is what we're talking about today. We want to introduce you to the Aura Insights, Larry Borth as the Aura Interpreter for the Institute of Self-Awareness. Has been for many years, and has now, what you've just seen is his new website, ready to come forth and help people. And what we're looking at today, this discussion, is to help you understand a little bit more about the power and what that aura information is all about. I'm going to start with the idea of this phrase that I heard, take care of yourself. What does that mean if someone just says, take care of yourself? And if you back up from it a little bit, what just pops in is endless products, practices, dogmas, everything that just keeps going as a way to help take care of yourself, your body, your physicalness on all levels. What I want to look at today, and as we do introduce Larry, is take care of your aura. Did you ever hear anyone tell you, take care of your aura? It's time. It's absolutely time to put that out on the planet and pay attention to what it would take to take care of your aura. Most people don't know that the discomfort, the diseases, the unhappiness that happens on the planet from in the physical world, that scientifically, and I've heard this at least 20 years ago already, that dis-ease, even if it's D-I-S-ease, the dis-ease on the planet starts in the aura field 9 months before it manifests in a physical ailment. How come we don't know that? That everybody doesn't know that and can start with their aura to find out what's going on. So we'll introduce you to Larry, whose website is Aura Insights, and the place where you can go to find out what you can do about your aura and have it presented in a way that will remind you, bring it to your attention, hidden concepts, hidden patterns, hidden belief systems that are bought into that you may not even know are existing there. So hidden stuff can surface, and also a lot of questions. What do we mean if something is stuck in the aura? What's the kind of thing that can get stuck?
Well, there's a flow of energy, and that flow of energy is really dictated by somebody's thought patterns, their beliefs, and if they have a recurring thought pattern, let's say, I hate my job, I hate my job, I hate my job, that belief system takes the flow of your energy, your aura, and starts to condense it, consolidate it into clumps of heavy, thick energy around the body.
But how do you know that? What is it that's your process that you can say back to someone that it's thick and heavy in your energy field?
Well, for some reason, I can the something in their within, let's say, 2-3 feet around their body. I get a sense of thickness or a dark shadow. I don't know exactly where that comes from, but there's stuff hanging there. Or sometimes on a word they may say, there's a vibration that just makes, sometimes I use the expression, makes your skin crawl, because there's a vibration there that has so much negative energy on it that,
Is that what makes it heavy?
yeah, because they've put a certain word or certain idea and has given it so much power and so much strength over them that in their energy field, in their aura, which is usually about 3 to 4 feet all around the body, for a normal person, maybe bigger for somebody who's less inundated with heavy thinking, that there's that condensation, that a condensing of flows of energy into one point that starts to get dark hues to it, and usually the aura is kind of nice, light and pastel, but these get really thick colors that don't move, don't vibrate.
So how can you say that? Are you saying that from a seeing, from a sensing, or all of the above and additional things?
Yeah.
How can you say that so that someone would come to you and want you to look? And what is it, the process to relate to them about that flow?
That's an interesting question. I've been doing this now since I was 13, I guess. I don't know what it is, but when I see it, I can either draw it on a piece of paper, describe it. My favorite thing is just to whip out a piece of paper and my colored pencils and actually draw it for somebody so they can I can produce a representation of it within the parameters of the colors I have, because my colored pencils, even I keep buying bigger and bigger sets of colored pencils, the colors I see are never reproduced in the pencils I buy.
Because we don't have it here on the
planet. The colors are so different that I can only get an approximation. And then in that thickness, something speaks to me, a word or a phrase or an idea pops out, because it's been produced over and over again, that it actually speaks. Like years ago, when somebody was doing a particular form of a meditation and he was using a mantra over and over and over again, that it hung in their aura field so thick that somebody else who had auric vision could actually write that word on a chalkboard and have no idea what that was. When the person would get up off of a healing session, would see that word, was totally freaked out that word was even able to be produced.
I want to throw this in while you're talking here, because what I see when you're doing this process is that it's so beneficial for the person to have you draw it so they can see what you're talking about. Because sometimes just to say, well, it's heavy, it's
you got this clump over here, you got this green over here.
They don't know what to do with that. But when there's a picture of it, and like I was asking someone about their drawing, past the time, a considerable time had passed. And he said, oh, I can just go out in my trunk and get it. I have it in my car. But so that something visible and
tangible.
Yeah, that's the word. Good for you. And tangible is really important to the person who could decide they want to see what level of health and well-being their aura is at, in order to make changes and go with it.
Because I've seen people after let's go back to that phrase, I hate my job, that eats at them and eats at them, and then I'll maybe draw a clump of thick energy around their stomach because that's been eating at them so long, they may be getting indigestion or what commonly is called as acid reflux or whatever. But it's because they've gotten a concept so thick in their thinking pattern that they're not willing to let it go, and it starts to eat at them. Other people, that aren't willing to make changes in their life. A lot of times I'll see that as clumps of energy maybe around their knees, that they're not willing to take the next step, not willing to take the next motion or put movement in their life to take what they already know they need to do and step into it.
So what you're explaining is how their energy self fits completely 100% together with their physical self. That's two different places where we can make changes.
And yes, maybe going to the vitamin store and getting some vitamins may help, but it's not taking care of the root cause. The root cause for most of the things that come across through our office is a thinking pattern that's self-sabotaging, laced with heavy, and I don't want to use the word negative energy, but heavier energy that's repeated over and over again. And then it starts to affect the body, like depression. Depression's energy is really kind of thick and sagging, like, what's a good word? Like when you go to a fancy party and you see that chocolate fountain, that chocolate coming down from tier to tier, oozing. That's what somebody's energy looks like. Maybe not dark and rich and chocolatey, but there's it glumps and it gloops and it sounds like sludge, and believe it or not, that sludge and that stuff dripping down. If there's a belief I'm not good enough, or I'm not, I'm never going to amount to anything. If those thought patterns can change, either through a realization or seeing it in their drawing that I look this heavy, and it can be changed in a thought, it can be changed over a period of time through maybe some classes. But having a visual representation of your energy and then making a plan to do something about it can really do much more than running to the doctor, spending tons of money on vitamins or minerals or essential oils. All that stuff is fine and dandy, but it doesn't take care of the root problem. It may make you feel better for a few minutes or a few days.
What did you just call it? A visual representation. Remember those words. A visual representation. What I've noticed, most of the time when people come in and get an aura drawing done with a consultation, they have one picture. On a rare occasion, they get two pictures. And if I just share the one experience, or two of them now, where the person creates how they want to present themselves at their job, and then the way they present themselves not at their job. So they needed two pictures because they were so completely different. How are you going to draw that or present that on top of each other on one picture? And they may have an inkling about doing that.
Yeah.
But most of the time they don't even have an awareness that they're creating a facade in both of them.
And especially we're using the analogy of a job right now, but when somebody's job creates an energy field or forces them, or they believe they have to put on this set of energies to go to their job, either defensive or be angry, and then who they are when they're on the street. When these two pictures are in conflict with each other, they usually have pain, discomfort, high levels of anxiety and stress, and then the body pays the price. And my goal is to help people, either have some sort of realization of what's going on in the energy, and not only for themselves, But now they're walking the street, they're going to their family, and they're broadcasting these harsh energies. So if you go into the job and you already got your defenses up and you're angry because you got to go there and they're taking my my hard work and making profit off my or whatever the mental process is, and now you take this out into your family, and now you're bombarding your family and your friends, possibly your children, with this harsh energy. Who wants to be around you? And you're broadcasting this where you go. And then, if you're looking for a new job and you take that old energy from the past job to a new job, you're going to recreate the same experience again. And so that's why I've set up my website so people can either come to the office and have it done at the office, or if they're out of town, out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, we can do it over Skype, and we can set up an appointment and do it over Skype. And for that, you just have to go to the website and look for the information how to do that in the process.
That just reminds me from many years ago. Do you remember? We had an office on the second floor that had a lot of windows, and the steps to get up to the second floor was on the outside. And we could see the person coming for an appointment, coming up the steps. And this person was just dragging. I mean, coming up the steps like the world was going to end. Walked in the door, into the hallway, with another door into our office. Walked in, and hello, Helen, and all up and bright. And we looked at him like there was two different people within 20 seconds. Two different people. Imagine how tiring it is on the body, on the physicalness, to constantly shift from this facade to this facade. And I mean, I just never got over that particular happening.
And I remember after we presented that to him, that he realized that no matter where he goes, he puts on a different face. And he always says by the time 9 o'clock at night rolls around, he's exhausted because he's constantly taking his energies and twisting it up into a different formation for why he's at his office working, when he's with his family, when he's out shopping. He's always putting on a different face, a different set of energies, taking his aura and his massive energy field and twisting it. And that takes so much energy. By the end of the day, you're exhausted.
And then you're so tired every day, and then you try to fix the tiredness. That's the difference. Because then you're trying to change what's not at the source of the issue. That going back and forth.
So vitamins and exercise.
Yeah.
I remember him. He tried all that, and it wasn't working because that was not the issue at hand.
Okay, so you can stop coughing now. I think we'll get this to an end here, so that we share our ideas to get the listener now to understand that there is value in having a healthy aura and understanding what's in your aura, so that you can make the changes physically or spiritually. Move it on. So thank you for your time.